You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
It ain't mannerly out west. Let a fella drink by himself.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity in this
We are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires. Vodka everywhere. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 186. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
yes, Poison
Yes.
Adam Ham.
What? Poison Adam Ham?
Yeah. Isn't that Poison's Big Boss or whatever? What's it called?
Venom?
Venom.
Venom.
Adam Ham.
V has come too.
I don't know what that
John.
means.
V has come too.
I just started playing that game
Yeah?
in the last 2 nights.
Really?
Yep. Adam, guess how I've been playing it?
Not much at a time?
No, well that's true because I bought it and started playing it like midnight last night.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean by how? On PS4? Or did you
Nope.
play it on computer?
I bought the PC version.
Lame.
How is that lame?
I don't know, because I'm on PS4.
I'm sorry, I want it to look better and have more options.
Yeah, exactly. Lame options.
Well, I heard somebody talk about this, and they said that you can put your own custom music on the helicopter.
Yeah, it's true.
So, you know how you
Seems-
can get the helicopter to play music when it comes in?
I do have that, yeah.
Yes, you can have it play custom music.
That's cool.
Music of which the person I was listening to was saying that they used, like, 80s television themes.
Really?
Yes, so
That'd be cool. How like the A-Team.
the theme song of Cheers starts playing as the helicopter rolls
Where
in.
everybody knows your name.
Oh, there's some pretty good ones. The other one he did was
Yeah.
the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I don't know that one.
Oh, you don't know? That's the fuck, I forget what piece of instrument that is. Anyway, it's just those of you who know Curb Your Enthusiasm know the musical sting. Adam, for some reason, decides never to watch good things, so
I watch a decent amount of good stuff.
yeah, and then you watch like 7 seasons of Once.
No, I haven't. I've seen.
I've never watched that terrible program.
No, I actually seen like 2 seasons though. Only I stopped there.
You gave up?
I gave up. It's kind of. I mean, like it started out pretty appealing. Like it's one of those.
Yeah.
All of the fairy tales are kind of mixed together and also.
That is
real.
in no way appealing to me.
I like Disney stuff, so I was
Yeah.
tempted. And it was okay for a while.
You were
but,
tempted by Disney.
Yeah.
Mickey was like, "Haha, Adam,
Wow.
come into my
Oh, wow.
come into my van. I got candy."
Well, Candy, I gotta see this.
Yeah, well, I thought you can't have. It's Summer of Adam, Adam. You
Yeah.
can't. So wait, it's the year of Adam. You can't have candy.
It's the year of Adam. It's a cheat day.
It's a cheat day. When Mickey comes, it's a cheat day.
When if Mickey Mouse shows up in
Mickey
the van,
comes.
the candy van, it's a cheat day.
It's a cheat day. I went to Farm and Fleet. I
Oh,
bought a
great.
giant ass load of bags of candy.
Do you like Farm and Fleet?
I absolutely love Farm and Fleet.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Why? What's wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with it. It has a nice smell, kind of.
It has a great smell.
But,
It smells like hard work in America.
yeah, which smells good, but I'm not really into. So,
So you don't like hard work or America, is what you're saying.
basically,
All right, fair enough.
I'm actually pretty okay with America. I mean, we have our ups and downs, but
America is for the Americans.
I think America's pretty all right, comparatively speaking.
Could be worse. Could be
Hard work, though, can just fuck off.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm taking a strong stance against work.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Against hard work, anyway.
Yeah, because you're a communist.
Yeah, totally.
All right, fair
No,
enough.
I'm not a communist. I'm
Oh, you got put on a list there for a second, and then
Yeah,
taken
for like
off
2 seconds.
Taken off immediately.
damn. Thought I had him.
Yeah,
I'm a
shit.
socialist. That's what I am.
Okay, that you're on another list, but that list isn't nearly as bad.
For some reason.
Well, you know, people like to make lists.
I'm not even really a socialist.
Listicles.
I'm on the socialist side of libertarian.
I thought you were a libertarian.
I'm kind of am. I'm libertarian, except I like giving people money.
Well, okay.
Which is, and also I'm not super hot. I think, I don't know. Do we really want to get into my deeply held political beliefs right now? Should we explore
Well,
that?
I don't
or-
know, Adam. Your political beliefs have changed so much over the years.
They do. I think that means I'm open-minded.
That is, you know what? That's good. Good for
Yeah.
you. I think my political beliefs have changed almost nothing
Yeah.
since I was ever having them.
Yeah.
Like I voted for Al Gore, and I haven't looked back since.
I don't even want to say. I don't even want to.
Adam,
think
that
about.
shit's on your permanent record.
There's no. Listen,
Dude, when Al Gore uses the internet that he invented to make the T-1000 robots, he will be purged.
Okay. Yeah, that was a dark time.
That was Dark Ham.
Actually, that was Dark Ham, but it was before the. It was before the dark times, but it was still definitely a dark ham.
It was pre-Dark Times, but it was Dark Ham Origins, possibly.
Pretty much everything before I was 23,
Yeah.
I was terrible. So
Wow.
yeah,
Strong take.
hindsight, it's 2020 and all.
I'm pretty much happy with every choice I've ever made in my entire life.
Well, that's pretty awesome. You must be really satisfied.
Well, I am.
It
I'll tell you what, Adam.
must be wonderful to have to live without any crushing regret.
That's right. I walk with a spring in my step.
Yeah,
I got music in my heart.
well, that's lovely.
I'm light on my feet. I'm having a good time.
It's so weird that that's you and you're the misery vampire. But maybe that's why. Maybe it's because you're like
I gotta feed on it because I don't
Exactly.
got any of my own.
you're so well adjusted that you need to get the misery elsewhere.
That's right.
Whereas I have plenty enough misery and regret in my own life that I'm like, no, I don't need any more.
I just need to spend I just need to spend like at least an hour and a half a week just to
Yeah.
keep myself level. An hour and a half a week, just like in a bunker.
Like baby's tears.
No, in a bunker
Yeah.
on my laptop, just watching like live leak dash cam videos of like horrible Russian car accidents. It's just it keeps me grounded, Adam.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you know. You get what you get, man.
I guess so. You get what you get. That's sorry. Yeah.
You gotta
Praise.
do what you gotta do to get yourself through the day, Adam.
Yeah. Gotta keep yourself even.
Yep. I won't, some people do other things.
I just imagine you ducking into a bathroom with your
I don't have
Android
an iPhone.
phone
There we go.
and just pulling up YouTube or pulling up live like a normal person might sniff cocaine in the bathroom. You're just sitting there watching fucking human misery.
I'm like, oh,
Get your
look at
fix.
that fireworks factory explode.
Yeah. You step out of the bathroom. All right. Okay, good.
I bet that ruined someone's day.
Yeah. And as a result, mine is better. Oh.
That's right, Adam. It's how I operate.
Yeah.
I am pretty much a psychopath. I'm pretty much a sociopath.
Yeah.
But we all are, to a
Well,
certain
at least
degree.
you're a high-functioning one.
That's right. I know I'm crazy.
That sounds like one of those cat posters or something.
What?
Or,
You're a
one of those-
high-functioning psychopath? Or...
No, I know I'm crazy.
Oh.
Sounds like something
I know I'm crazy.
You see a grandma post on Facebook, at least I know I'm crazy.
That's a Minion meme right
Is it?
there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all over that.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Indeed.
how's your life been?
It's been all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work's been kind of slow and as a result boring, but also we're given like a bunch of project work to make up for it, which is terribly dry and horrible.
Oh.
So, that's kind of a bummer. And then also, I gotta say, like, my immune system, I think, is a finely tuned machine because ain't nothing getting by me.
Yeah.
Like, Ryan has been sick since, like, last Saturday or Sunday, and he's finally, like, better today.
Yeah.
But, like, yesterday, I started feeling kind of bad, like what he was feeling. Like, a lot of fever, headache, mucusy type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I kept drinking water,
Yep.
and I took some medicine, and felt a little bit bad this morning. I'm feeling fine now. Like, I kicked that shit's ass in, like, 36 hours. It was.
You just got a step 2, my friend.
I know. I fucked that disease up.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that.
Now I want to know where you thought I was going to go with it.
Fuck that disease and didn't call it the next day.
It's a pretty shitty thing to do.
It is a pretty shitty thing to do, and that's what you did to the disease.
Yeah.
Lauren's been the same way.
Yeah?
She got a real bad cold, and I'm just like, meh,
Yeah.
I'm not sick. I just don't get sick. Like,
I very rarely do, too.
now
And-
I say that hubris,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just don't get sick.
There's probably like once every year or maybe 2 years
Yep.
where I get like fucking sick as a dog.
Yep, once every year or 2 years, I get a cold that kind of knocks me down a little bit
Yeah.
for a day or two. That's
But
about
other
it.
than that, I'll occasionally get like a mild headache or fever. But other than that, I mean, it's gone in a few hours usually.
Yeah, I got headaches come and go every once in a while, but man, we've talked about this on the podcast, but that food poisoning I got from your place, that was the sickest I've been in my adult life. I just felt like dying, like my entire, like below the rib cage, you know, and like, right above the pelvic bone area, just that entire lower abdomen
Yeah.
just was pain.
Eesh.
Just like cramps, like all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it took me like a month to get over it, but I did. I feel good. Just ate a lot of yogurt. Felt better.
Nice.
But yeah, I know how it goes. I know how it is going. What? Oh man, we've had some weather up here.
We've had some today, but nothing too
Oh,
crazy.
man. Yesterday it was like I was in the farm and the fleet, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And it was just downpour began. And this was like the heavens have opened kind of rain going on. And that was awful. And of course it happened when we were in the store. And of course it didn't let up even until we got home like 30 minutes later.
Right.
And of course they're working on our blacktop surfacing. So I couldn't park underneath my building.
Yeah.
So I had to run across like the bank parking lot that's there, and I had to park on the street. Basically, it was like a block running in the rain. Basically, it was terrible. It was terrible, but I got through it because that's who I am.
Great.
Yeah, that's my story. I don't know. It was fucking disastrous how much that rain was.
Yeah, it happened today here where that kind of thing happened. We had like that cloud burst, just shit pouring out of the sky. I actually was filling up my gas, and I saw like there was a ton of lightning. It was terrible thunderstorms.
We had a ton of that.
I saw like lightning hit like 3 times, like really close by, like just like right for another wham wham wham, and it was really cool. Like if I had somehow had my phone camera up and like pointing there, it'd have been really badass. Like you could kind of see like a trail almost after each hit. It was really cool. But yeah, it was bad. And actually, it's raining now too. I don't know if you can
Me too.
pick it up at all.
It's
on
raining
the
here.
mic, but yeah.
Man, I was driving home the other day. This is a different rainstorm this summer, but that was the closest lightning has ever been to me on my person. Was I was driving home, and then just on the street, like to the left of me, across. I was driving, and then on the left side of the street, across the street. Like, there was just a tree, and lightning hit the tree, and I could see it. Like, you could see the bright flash, basically.
Yeah.
And this was probably like 100 yards, within 100 yards of me. Like, and it was deafening, even inside the car.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was insane. Like, man, storms. I love storms, though. Still do.
I do, too. I actually prefer being outside in storms than inside. And,
I like the rain.
Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Well, now you're getting it.
No,
You're coming down with it.
I think I got a little dust going on there.
I bless the rains.
Down in Africa?
No, down in my Madison.
Oh, okay.
That's how my version of the song goes.
I see.
Yep.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's okay. You were talking about rain.
We were talking about and living storms. Yeah, I just don't like. I love even really violent thunderstorms.
Oh, I know.
When it gets tornado-y type stuff, I get kind of nervous. But give me any kind of thunderstorm, especially if I'm outside. I love it.
Hell yeah. So, what has been going down in the Ham household this week? What have you been doing in your off times when you've not been working? Catching up
actually,
on TV?
mainly, catching up on some TV and playing MGS5 TPP with the Phantom Pain.
Yes.
I watched Rick and Morty.
How was that?
I got all the way through the first season.
Yeah.
That show is fucking brilliant.
I know.
I love that show.
I can't. I don't. It's like kind of one of those things that you can bring up, but I don't know how to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
It's been said before, but yeah, it's like if Doctor Who was your grandpa and also a drunk.
Not even Doctor Who, like a mixture of Doctor Who and Doc Brown, together, like crazy inventor / ability to travel through all the world and universe.
Oh yeah.
Mixed is your uncle, and he's also an alcoholic.
Yes. Yep.
So it's pretty great and really funny and witty and zany and sci-fi. It's like all the things.
It's totally great.
You like. You know
and
what I mean?
Theoretically, if someone were to get back into smoking marijuana and they were to imbibe such a thing before watching Rick and Morty, it would be especially amazing.
Wow, Adam.
Theoretically, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, of course.
Yeah. That would be an even crazier show.
Yeah, just hanging out with your roommate.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Hypothetically,
yes, theoretically would be different in some way. I do not know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad. I like. It's like one of those things that I want to talk about, but like my conversation when I've talked to people that have seen the show is like, "Have you seen it?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, it's great." That's it. Like, there's no way. It's so hard to even delve into the depths of complexity that show is.
Yeah, I know.
And the type of humor it is.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of the way when you, like, how difficult it was to describe Community, you know? It was like, it's like a sitcom, but it's, like, aware of itself as a sitcom. You know? And
although I will say, like, there's times where they have, like, Rick break the fourth wall. And that stuff never really just kind of sits well with me. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem like.
No,
Rick
I
should
agree
be.
with you. That always feels a little bit.
I mean, it can work sometimes. Like, I think it works for, like, Deadpool and stuff.
There was one time when it worked, I think, for me in the first season. That was at the very end.
At the very end of the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I believe they froze all of time and then had a weird dance party.
Oh.
And as the credits rolled, and he was like, "That's season 1."
Yep.
Roll credits. Like, I thought that was all right. That was funny.
I liked everything up till they broke the. I don't know. It's just so kind of jarring because they do it. They've done it in other episodes too. I just I don't know. I just don't like that tactic unless it's really like integrated or part of the.
Yeah.
Part of
well,
the
that
thing.
was something the community never really did. They never really broke the fourth wall. They like would spend like episodes upon episodes of their faces on the glass of the fourth wall.
Yeah.
But never really broke through it. You know?
Well, I mean, House of Cards does that too. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watch House of Cards or not.
Oh yeah.
But
I haven't, but I've heard some of the monologues. And
yeah,
stuff,
well, that's integral to the show, and it makes sense there, and it works. But it just seems really out of place in Rick and Morty.
Well, that's
I don't
like a
know why.
Shakespearean soliloquy almost.
Yeah,
Dramatic.
yeah. But like, and also like the Deadpool was cool.
Well, Deadpool.
But he's also supposed to be crazy too.
Well, that's
so.
like his character.
Yeah, exactly. That's just why it's weird, is
breaking
because
the fourth wall.
that doesn't seem to be.
Doesn't bother you? It's
That
because
doesn't bother
that's-
me, but
that's
it doesn't.
because that's what's expected.
Exactly. I don't know.
Whereas this show is kind of its own thing, and then layered on top of that is the fourth wall breaking that
Yeah,
is a bit jarring.
yeah. No, I mean the show's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, that's a hearty recommend. That's 4 thumbs up, Adam.
Yes, all 4 thumbs
Between us. What about your brother?
He liked it, but
Wow.
yeah, I mean he thought it was funny, but that was about as far as he.
We got 6 thumbs.
Same with Adventure Time. He was kind of like, yeah, that's a cool show.
That's because your brother's from a different generation than us.
I guess. I thought his generation probably liked it just as much or more. though.
No, man, dude.
Yeah.
If it's not fucking YouTube videos of people doing stuff, it's not worth watching.
Yeah, you're not wrong, I guess.
Dude. That's the way that younger generations are, man. South Park got it right. It was PewDiePie's generation.
Bruh. Yeah.
Yeah, Still never seen one of those
One of those what?
PewDiePie's.
I've seen him.
Never going to.
I don't know. He's fine. I mean, it's not.
That's not what I want, Adam. I don't want fine.
Yeah. I don't see quite as much appeal in it as the younger generation.
I just don't, I just don't get some of that stuff. Like I watch people play games on YouTube. And I watch Giant Bomb. I watch, websites where people's personalities are playing video games. And I
Right.
enjoy it. But, it's just something about, and then, and I've gotten into discussions about this with Lauren, because there's a video game channel that we used to watch all the time.
Yeah.
Game Grumps.
Uh-huh.
And I just fell off a cliff for me.
Yeah.
Stopped watching it.
When somebody left?
Because when somebody left, partially. But I kept going after that.
Uh-huh.
But they kind of diluted their brand by adding a lot more
Yeah.
people in and not making them different channels. So it's just all right. And then number 2 is there's no, one thing that I guess I really dislike in YouTube videos is the lack of earnestness.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of times now, when those videos go up and stuff, a lot of times it's just, I feel like they just, I don't know how to describe this, Adam, but it, feels like a sarcasm, I'm going to make a funny thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over a video game. And not just, let's play a video game and enjoy the experiences that we have from it.
Too scripted or too...
It's not even too scripted. It's just a sense of sarcasm or a sense of apathy towards gaming. You know what I mean? If you watch some of those videos now, they're just not paying attention, when playing the game. And I know I don't want to sound like somebody who's you gotta be the best game player when you play a Let's Play. But no, it's you have to be interested in the game. You know what I mean? Not just be oh, this is a stupid thing. Let's make some jokes over it. It's no, it needs to be you have to be way into it. One thing. So I still watch a lot. I watch a lot of the Yogscast videos because I like all those people. And what sets them apart for me is that all of their videos have a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when they'll do, like, a series of, like, let's do this in Minecraft, and it's, like, 20 or 30 videos, sometimes more, even 100, where they kind of have a goal that they're going towards. And they may get sidetracked and do weird, stupid shit, but, like, there is, like, an earnest, like, trying to build towards something. You know what I mean? And a lot of times they'll do Gary's mod, where they'll have a challenge. You know, like, there's kind of, like, like we really love playing this game. We love making dumb shit in this mod, and we love showing it off. You know what I mean? And a lot of times with some YouTubers and stuff, this like let's play, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's and scream into the camera. Like what that? No, like there's just like a lack of. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I could tell who's in it for the love of the game and who's in it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I mean, I've never seen PewDiePie, so I don't know where he falls in on this. I feel like he's probably a bit of both, to be honest, because I think he loves being a character of himself.
Yeah.
You know, and this is another way to put it, Adam. Put it in wrestling terms. And I just want to say right now that I'm gesturing heavily while talking. And I'm holding 2 pens in my clenched fists while I'm gesturing. I'm literally like two, like conductor's wands, like in my hands. But this is a wrestling term they say is that you're in business for yourself.
Yeah.
Is that you're trying to get yourself over and not like put on an overall good performance. You know what I mean? Okay. It's you're trying to make yourself into a brand.
Steal the show.
Or it's yeah, exactly. Or it's like, you know, when they introduce a character in like a sitcom, like Poochie. It's like just catchphrases.
Right.
And it's like you're not adding to the experience. You're just trying to make yourself into a meme. You know what I mean? Which bothers me. But you know, and then some people get away with it. You know, because there's some people like like Angry Video Game Nerd kind of goes in for himself. But those videos do have a genuine, deep earnestness of how much they enjoy video games.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he is loud and brash and dumb and sometimes a bit, you know, trying to be shocking. But you can tell that fucking dude loves video games.
Yeah, totally.
And he really, really knows a lot about what he's talking about. You know what I mean? And you know, and yeah, I know. That's my thoughts about kind of YouTubers and the video game YouTube scene, is that you really have to be just good.
Yeah.
Passionate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can tell when the passion's not there. And at least for me as a viewer, I need someone to be passionate about what they're doing, or else it's just kind of like empty.
Yeah.
Whew.
Totally.
That was a deep talk. But that's how it is for all art, though. I mean, you watch like a movie with Nick Cage in it, you know, when he's just cashing in. It's like you're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not trying, you know, or like fucking Lindsay Lohan in a fucking play. It's like, yeah, you're in this because of your name. You're trying to make yourself look sophisticated by being in this play, not because you care about the art, you know, that's in it, you know. And now, oh man, did you watch the movie Birdman?
I did not.
Okay, well, there's a scene in that that came off to me as really pretentious. But now I'm saying the exact same thing myself, you know. So who the fuck am I to talk? But there's a scene in that movie where Edward Norton, who's like a famous stage actor kind of guy, who's a little bit crazy, you know, that typical stereotypical characters like, oh, I'm zany stage actor who, you know, kind of goes too far and on stage and does things to like challenge other actors and stuff, but he's like famous for his great acting. And Birdman is, you know, the former character that Michael Keaton had played, you know, as like Batman, like his superhero character, and he's trying to get past it and be, you know, an actor. And there's a scene where Edward Norton confronts him and says that you're just in this to make yourself look good, not to perform art, you know. And I always thought that was dumb, because I mean the movie's basically on his side, from Michael Keaton's side, and the whole point is that he is able to break through that barrier at the end. But Yeah, it's kind of interesting though when you think about it. It's I don't like things that feel like a cash in.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's some channels.
Well, that was your issue with like Felicia Day and Will Wheaton, right? You got
That's
vibe from them?
true. That's true. And they may not be those people.
I don't think they are.
I just get that vibe sometimes.
Weird.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because sometimes I feel like it's a little bit too pandery, I guess. You know what I mean? Like pandering towards your culture. You know? I mean, you could say the same thing for a Fox News host. You know, they know their audience, and they pander to it. You know? It's a different audience entirely, but it's the same tactic. Anyway. Yeah, speaking of Will Wheaton...
Yeah?
I fucking hate Will Wheaton.
Oh, boy.
I saw the Doctor Who Dark Water Death in Heaven the end of last season, the last 2 episodes before the Christmas special.
Oh, yeah?
Well, they had an event showing in the theaters of it, so I went and saw that on Wednesday night. It was really cool. Man, those were good episodes. Seeing them over again, holy cow. That's like a standalone movie, like how good that is.
Pretty much, yeah.
And takeaways from that, especially as we're on Who Eve right now.
I know. Can't wait.
I don't know if I can wait to visit Adam. I feel like I have to because it's a tradition, but
You don't. I never do. I mean, you don't have to wait.
I know, but I feel like I have to. Cause it's
Yeah.
something we watch.
Because I always catch you up on Who.
That's right. It's always been that way. But my Capaldi is awesome.
Yes, he is.
He is really good.
He is.
And they had an interview after the movie, or after the 2 episodes, with Capaldi and Jenna Coleman, and Will Wheaton was doing an interview. What a fucking dweeb. Anyway, isn't that like a terrible arm tattoo? God. Ugh. I hate that guy. I will give Will Wheaton this.
Yeah.
I fucking love his voice. He has
he
an
has some good
awesome voice.
Yeah.
My God. Like, when Ready Player One, he does the audiobook version of it. He is so good at that.
Yeah.
Like, man, I could listen to that man do audiobooks and
I know.
narrations and stuff all the time. But isn't it? And to be fair, I really dislike the guy, but as he did a good job interviewing because you could tell that he was an extreme fan.
Yeah.
And he was in love with being where he was, which is always good. That's the earnestness, you know what I mean, that kind of came through there that I liked. Actually got me to smile because I was like, he was, really happy got to ask these questions of these people.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, there weren't really any hints about what the new season's going to be like. We'll see. Jenna Coleman will not be back. So
I know. Well,
I guess
she'll be here this season, but not at the end.
Yeah, correct. Well, I mean, she'll probably either be in 5 minutes of the Christmas special to wrap everything up, or the end of the season was left where she could not come back, which makes sense. I mean, she's done 3 years, basically, close to.
Well, yeah, I think they said if she does a full run for this season, she'll be the longest-running companion.
Yeah, which I think she does. So, good for her. She's probably my favorite so far.
Oh, I love Amy and Rory. I don't know.
I never got into that, to
Really?
be honest with you. I never really liked Matt Smith as much either, to be honest with you.
I love Matt Smith.
I think Capaldi is up there.
I think they honestly just keep getting better and better.
That's true. You're right. Just Matt Smith brought an energy to Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Where, because Doctor Who is this character who's kind of crazy. He's a warrior. He's a quirky guy. He's
genius.
Genius. He's
pacifist.
Yeah, he's just a crazy guy, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's brought their own flair to it, And I love David Tennant.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite because for me, did the best job of having that kind of happy-go-lucky fun attitude with the darkness that is Doctor Who. I mean, Doctor Who is a character who, survived a genocide, basically, and was part of a terrible war, you know what I mean? People on both sides massacred. And so he has this darkness in him that I think that Matt Smith tried to get to and tap into, but never really got there, as an actor.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I just didn't.
I don't know.
buy
There
it,
were times I thought he did fine with that.
but he was never. It was never. It was more. I just never bought it. Whereas like Capaldi, you could see killing someone.
Oh, you totally could.
Whereas
yeah.
with Matt Smith, you'd be like, he's gonna hold himself back.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tenet. I could see Tenet fucking pulling the trigger on somebody as Doctor Who.
He did. I mean, like,
basically, yeah.
in The Runaway Bride, she's the one who like pulls him back from fucking going like insane on those arachnid things.
Well, and there's the same thing with the ending of A Death in Heaven.
Yeah.
When Doctor Who has to kill Missy.
Right.
And he's going to, just so that Jenna, or what's her name? Sorry?
Claire.
Claire. I keep saying Jenna Coleman.
Clara
Oswald. Yeah, Clara Oswald doesn't have to, because he's like, you can't have that on your conscience. I'll take the hit.
Yeah.
And then somebody saves him at the last minute, of course. But he was going to. I mean, he was like, I got to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And oh god, that's so fucking good. The ending of that, just the whole nonsense and all of that, coming down to the moment where literally the whole time she wanted him to kill her, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to become me, and the only way you can become me is to kill me. You know what I mean? And show that you're just like I am.
It's like a very Batman Joker type thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm going to take you to the point where you're going to do what you think is the difference between you and me. You know what I mean? Like, I kill people, you don't. Well, guess what? You're going to have to kill me, or else everyone's going to die,
Yeah. Yep.
Badass. And that was really cool. And it just keeps getting better every season, The budget's higher and the acting's higher. I mean, I loved Danny Pink, the guy who played Danny Pink.
Oh, yeah. He's great.
So good.
Yeah.
And, the end of that movie's really tugging at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
And, fuck. So the hints they gave about the upcoming season, Adam, in this interview, which I'm sure you'd love to hear,
I would,
is it sounds like the reason they're back together, and this Will Wheaton actually asked the question, is like, it sounds like you're running from your past, Clara is, because she basically wants to just go off and do adventures and stuff to like forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's not dwell on what happened. Let's move on, kind of like that. So, and she said kind of a little bit. So it sounds like it's kind of like, and same thing with Doctor Who. The Master's dead, although from the images that we saw from the season, she's clearly not completely gone.
I think she's actually in the first 2 episodes of...
Oh, really?
I think she's supposed to be in the season premiere episodes.
Fair enough. But, they're
awesome.
just kind of both running away, basically, together. Yeah. And supposedly nothing,
really...
they said there's almost nothing on Earth this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all...
That's cool.
Far and away in space and stuff.
I want them to, find Gallifrey.
They won't. Not this season.
That's already... well, I guess it's only been, a season, but...
I wonder how long Peter Capaldi lasts as Doctor Who.
I don't know. He seems to really like it.
Not only does he seem to, A, really like it,
yeah.
B, he's not, 30 and just starting his career.
Yeah.
I feel like this is, where... At least
he might be Doctor Who for 8 years.
It might happen. I mean, it did in the past.
Yeah.
And he's fucking great at it.
He is, yeah.
He is somebody who has deeply loved Doctor Who his entire life.
Right.
And so, when Will Wheaton was interviewing him, he was just, talking about, what, how he felt Doctor Who was. And he was just, basically, he's living this character, basically.
Yeah.
And it's this guy's in it. He doesn't have, a huge career to, or you know what I mean? He's made his bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doctor Who is his victory lap. This is, his childhood dream job.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And it's not like he's got to get himself out there and go do other stuff, because, he's got all these opportunities. He probably does, to be honest. But, it's kind of like he's in the position where he could stick around for a long time. So, I really look forward to that because...
Me too.
He's been awesome. Jenna Coleman's been great.
Yeah, I think so,
she
too.
She really got good this season. Because she was, I believe that last Matt Smith season she was in a lot. People were like, I don't know. She's no Amy.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
I thought she was fine then, too.
Yeah, but I feel like...
I think it took the writers a bit to know what to do with her.
Yeah, which was kind of make her badass a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, even not, like Amy did some badass stuff too, but
Right.
Jack
I like how
Coleman,
they kind of hint at like how she's becoming very like doctor-like herself, kind of.
Yes,
which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, she's kind of learning
Right.
to be more like the Doctor. We could all be more like the Doctor, Adam.
Maybe she's living for a spin-off where she's like a spacefaring doctor-like person.
Queen Victoria.
Like Torchwood or Queen Victoria.
Well, yeah, I believe that's the show that she's going to be doing in the BBC.
Oh, really?
Starring as, yes.
I didn't realize they already announced it.
Yep.
Okay.
So she's going to be leading that, I guess.
Yeah, and I want more Torchwood, too.
It'll be interesting to see what
Jack.
Doctor Who does companion-wise, because I know Maisie Williams is in the show this season.
Yeah.
And supposedly she's in a bunch of it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Maisie Williams is awesome.
The fan theory prediction, whatnot, that we came up with
Yeah.
was that Maisie Williams might be playing a teenaged version of
Clara?
Clara,
That'd be very cool.
which isn't impossible because they don't look very the same, but they also don't look crazily different.
Right, right.
And Maisie Williams is 18. She just turned 18. Actually, they said that on the set.
Yeah.
But she definitely can play, down to like 14, 15, easily. So that'd be kind of interesting too. I don't know. I'm really excited to watch it though. I don't know how I'll watch it because I don't get that BBC America. But
I buy the seasons on Amazon.
did you get them next day?
I think so, yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to do that. It's
Yeah.
too good. The only problem is that Lauren won't watch it, so I gotta watch it by myself.
That's weird.
I know. I feel like I have to like get her into it. I feel like we just need to watch like the Weeping. What's the Weeping Angels first one? Was that Blink?
Don't Blink or something like that. I think the episode is called Blink, I think. Mm-hmm. But,
It's crazy. So that's like one of the episodes that people think of as being one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. Like
that one and Silence in the Library, those two are
all right, check out
fucking excellent.
This episode, right?
Both Moffat ones.
Yep. This who is the Doctor and who is the companion?
For Blink,
Yeah.
it is David Tennant and Donna.
Nope. Martha Jones.
Oh, Martha Jones. You're right.
It's a Martha Jones.
You're right.
Season.
It is a Martha Jones season.
But this entire episode has almost none of them in it.
That's true.
Because the whole idea is that they're learning about like. In the
It's
past,
so well
what
written
was
though
happening.
too. Like with the time sync up stuff for the video that he leaves. It's so good.
It's incredible.
You're right. It is Martha Jones.
I feel like I could set that back and watch it again. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
totally.
I feel like I could get Lauren to watch that. You know?
Probably.
That stands on its own.
I like that, and I like Silence in the Library, which is a Tennant and Donna one.
Yeah.
And also Alex Kingston is her first appearance as River Song.
You know that is a good one. I think one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who is The Waters of Mars.
That one's all right.
I fucking love that one.
It's just I think that one's a little too sad for me.
Misery Vampire.
Yeah, I know.
What can I
It's
say?
it's a good one. I just don't like to watch it too often because it makes me sad. Yeah, I mean, also if you're talking like specials and stuff like that, there's some good ones.
Yeah.
The final ones for Tennant are pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's incredible.
I also like the final one for the Christmas special for Matt Smith.
Yeah.
With his finale, that's really good.
There's some good shit.
Yep.
Yeah, just looking back at the show, what stuck with me was not a lot of the Matt Smith stuff.
I think I like a lot of the Matt Smith stuff because also it's a lot of the Alex Kingston stuff. Like most of that is in there, and I love like pretty much every episode she's in. Because she is fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like the one where like Amy and Rory's final episode with her is great. Fucking like the Pandorica shit is awesome.
I just never got into it. I don't know how that is.
Oh man, I love it. There's a lot of like time gymnastics in those seasons, which is I really like because they're. I don't know. I feel like the long running kind of plot lines really pay off well in those.
Fair enough. I think one of my favorite things in all of the Matt Smith seasons was the I can't even think of the name of the episode. It's the episode where Amy is stranded on that space station forever.
Oh my god, that one's fucking awesome. Yeah. The one with the parallel timelines.
Yeah, basically where she has to become like a murder monster.
Oh god, I can't remember what that's called either. But it is that is a great episode. Mm-hmm. That is a great one.
She's great.
That's the thing. I love that too because like Rory, there's like Rory dying all the time in those episodes.
The girl
is
who
amazing.
waited.
Huh?
The girl who waited.
Yes, the girl who waited.
Yes, that's where she.
Also, Matt Smith has one of the best introduction episodes ever.
Yeah.
Like it's just really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck! I could talk about Doctor Who for hours.
It's fucking great. It's a great show.
It's a great show.
And sometimes it's not always the best episode to episode. Some better than others, but
they're really good.
When it hits good, it hits good.
Yeah, a good David Tennant one is "Girl in the Fireplace."
That's really early on too.
It's very early on, but that one is because that's still Mickey and
Rose.
Huh? Rose, yeah. I was thinking Billy Joe Piper, but yeah.
Billy Joe Piper?
Or what's her name?
Just Billy Piper.
Billy Joe Piper.
Just go, Billy Joe Piper.
I southerned it up a bit.
You
but,
did. You threw some southern cream and biscuits on that.
Cream and biscuits. Biscuits and gravy, maybe?
You know, the classic southern dish, cream and biscuits.
Cream and biscuits. Yeah. Billy Piper, as Rose.
That's right.
That's really good. It's kind of sad too, but also it's really cool. I like that.
Yeah,
one.
of course.
I like ones where they deal with like kind of the same person over multiple periods of their timeline. That goes for Amy and Rory and all that stuff too. Like Danny Pink too. They had the one where they went and saw Danny Pink when he was a child.
Yeah, it
was cool. I love Doctor Who. So good.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah, we should.
Let's move on to the Phantom Pain.
Ooh, okay.
Let's talk about that. We can't talk too much.
No, we can't. I mean, you haven't played that much.
No, I'm only mission 3 is what I'm through.
Yeah.
Which is like only mission 3. I'm like 3 hours into the game here.
I'm like 13 or 14, and I still haven't done mission 6 yet.
Like, this game really, really drags itself along. But I will say this, because we've both done this, but that opening first mission is incredible.
God. It is, isn't it?
It's terrifying.
It is.
God, the whole time, it's just, like, it was tense.
It was very tense.
It was... you're basically like, waking up from a coma and just stumbling through a hospital as people are going through and murdering everyone. And you're just trying not to get seen. You and this bandage guy who talks in the exact same voice that you have.
Yeah.
But you're like, whatever, I don't know. It's fucking MGS5.
Right.
There's like 18 clones of me, I'm sure, somewhere.
I still don't understand the whole avatar thing. Like, you can customize your avatar, and there's, like, you pick a face at the beginning.
I think it'll become more apparent when Metal Gear Solid Online comes out.
Oh, yeah, it's probably useful.
I believe that's for your online character.
That makes sense.
Profile. I just didn't even spend any time in it because I heard that it didn't matter in the game, and I usually don't care, so I just looked through, like, the default pre-built faces and just picked one, because I was like, whatever.
I love going through that bullshit.
I fucking hate that so much. It just bores me.
I like it.
I don't know. I'll just pick a face. I don't really need to spend time going over them. Yeah, so that first mission kind of has you going through that hospital, and just the music and the cinematic camera angles and the credits. It's like, feels good to be back, in this Kojima game.
Totally. I heard somebody say that after playing the beginning of that they wanted to, like, they were excited to see what Kojima could do with like a horror game. I didn't understand what they meant until I played through it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is totally like almost like a survival horror type game.
Well, yeah, and it's
for that first mission.
Yeah, and it's not even like, and it is like supernatural horror.
Yeah,
it also is a lot of like thriller kind of horror.
Yeah,
like, I can't make a noise because I gotta hide under this fucking hospital bed because dudes with fucking rifles are shooting everyone in the head. On hospital beds. And sneaking around. There's a couple moments where you get to sneak. Like, there's a particularly tense moment where they're ducking into all these kind of walled off areas in a room and shooting patients in the head.
Yeah.
And you're kind of hiding underneath like a bed or in one of the sections.
Yeah.
And you see the guy kind of going down the row, getting up to where you are, and then he went in, like shot the guy in the room in front of me, and then as soon as he like started moving out, I rolled into that one.
Yeah.
And then he came into the one I was in, and shot the guy, and I was like, oh, that was badass. Like, this game. And having only played like the first few missions, this game's incredible.
It really is.
Like, this game is doing stuff that I've never seen in a game before. Like,
definitely not a Metal Gear game.
It reminds me a lot of kind of how I felt when I first played Shadow of Mordor a little bit with the open world and that. Like, this feels deep.
Yeah.
Like, and that was through the Nemesis system, where this is through just the depth of the stealth
man.
System.
Everything is almost too real.
It's too real. Like, man, like my first like foray into taking over like a village outpost was horrible.
Yeah.
I fucked everything up so bad.
You're going to for like a first bit. Yeah.
Well, that's what I've heard, and it seems like people are talking about like, oh, you can do all this, and it's great. And it's like, man, I feel underpowered early on, but apparently the gadgets and gear comes a flowing.
Definitely does.
Pretty
Actually,
quick.
Even if you have the save from Ground Zeroes, which you probably don't.
I don't, because I did not play it on PC.
You can get a sneaking suit pretty early on, which helps out a bunch.
Damn it. I want that sneaking suit.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll survive. Because killing people with guns isn't too hard in this game either.
No, although I try my best not to.
No, I try not to as well.
Because
you got to Fulton everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to steal everyone.
You have to basically kidnap everyone.
I finally got the upgrade, so I have like 24 now instead of 12.
Yeah.
And it is nice.
And those who don't know what Fultoning is, it's a thing that's introduced to you in a really weird way. Because you go to your mother base after you rescue Kaz Miller, and this is all not spoilers because literally the first fucking mission in the game after the prologue or the kind of first intro mission.
Right.
And it's like, we got to build up our military. So you could do this by going out in the field and capturing people to be prisoners so we can like persuade and to become part of our team. So basically you're like recruiting people to your private military that's fighting Cypher, which is, to my knowledge, currently is the Patriots, I guess?
Basically,
the
yeah.
Second one?
I mean, Zero's heading them up.
It's the shadow government, basically.
As I understand it, Cypher is a intelligence organization created by Zero, who is like...
I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's too complicated to even talk about the story of this game.
It really is.
But the beauty of this game is and I was holding off on buying it until I kind of had caught myself up on the story.
Yeah.
But you don't need to know the story to enjoy this game.
No.
Just the gameplay itself is so good.
It is.
The controls are really good for a sneaking game. When you're able to do things stealthily, it feels really good.
It does.
I don't know how you're supposed to avoid the skull soldiers at the end of the second mission.
I walked pretty close by them, like on a horse.
And they didn't... Oh, you did the horse thing.
I guess.
I didn't think about that.
Because you're trying to get Miller out, so I put him on the back of my horse, and then...
And you hit on the side, because you're allowed... Yeah, because when you walk your horse, You can like just like move your body over to one side, so they'll just see like just a fucking horse without anyone on it walking by. Mm-hmm. And that you got by without getting detected?
I did. I think I walked right pretty near some of them actually, but I just kept on rolling and they didn't.
Well, if you get detected, it's pretty awesome.
Is it really?
Yes, because it's like shit, and then those fucking, oh my god, the cutscene that plays when they see you, it's terrifying.
Oh really?
One of them, they're like green monster eyes, like stares at you and like does like like it was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like points at you and and then he like sticks his hand inside of his other hand and then like pulls a gun out of space basically.
Whoa.
And points at you and just you're like, oh shit, and then over the comms it's like, get out of there. and then I started running and the guy's like, you're never gonna outrun them, get on your horse. And I get D-horse, D-horse,
because that's what you name a horse,
D-horse. I get him and throw Miller on the back, and of course it's taking forever for me to get on, and my horse is like walking by itself up a hill while these fucking these lunatic soldiers that are weird zombie things are fucking chasing around. And basically what they do, Adam, is like teleport around and like run at like 100 miles an hour beside you and like teleport in front of you and then just like start opening fire. It is like terrifying. And they make these creepy noises and I got to the helicopter though.
Yeah, the next mission I'm doing I think is the one they did on the quick look for Giant Bomb, and I'm pretty sure that involves murdering some of them. So
I don't even know how you could. We'll see, I guess. So yeah, that seemed pretty neat. Oh man, it just the tension and the exhilaration and the sense of accomplishment from, I was actually able to extract Miller without alerting any of the guards. Which I thought was incredible. Yeah, for me to be able to do after how badly I fucked up the first village.
No, that's a good deal. Yeah.
Well, I found a good route in, and I got spotted once, but I headshot him with the tranq dart. Nice. And pulled them out of the way. I got them. I guess they were alerted to me as I was leaving, but then I was out of the area and nobody followed me, so I was like, all right, well, whatever. Yeah. I think someone spotted me walking out because my character was befuddled by a knee-high wall. That apparently if you're carrying someone, you can't go over a knee-high wall.
No, you can't climb with them.
But it's like, I could just throw him over the wall. Like,
you could try that, actually.
I actually forgot that you could throw. I tried setting him. And it did the awesome thing that open world games do, is that open world janked him, and his body like weirdly like twisted all of the wrong ways, and like I was like, oh god, he like folded in half basically on this corner, and I was like, oh my god. And so I just picked him up right away, and I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god. And so and so I just kind of like. I love the tranq gun, though. The tranq dart gun. Yeah. It's great.
It is great. Although it requires you to be pretty close by to actually use it effectively.
Yeah. But, I mean, the idea is that you just basically wait hiding in a spot from the walk by, and then you pop up and just headshot them. Yeah. Or when you get that reaction time and you're pretty close, it's pretty easy to get a headshot off.
So have you just done those missions? You haven't done, like, any side ops or anything?
Not yet, no. Okay. I just did the first two, basically. Yeah. Did the mother base stuff, and then I went out on the first mission, and then I had to pause because we were going to record, so. Okay. I'll probably be back into that. This weekend I've staked out time to play this game.
Cool. Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
It's great, and it looks amazing on PC. I have everything maxed. Yeah. And it looks fucking gorgeous and runs great. On my fucking awesome PC that I got back now. Yeah. Just in time. Yeah, I was going to hold off on buying this, but everyone talked about it so much, and people are like, oh, I put 80 hours in like, the 3 weeks that it was out. It's like, Jesus. Yeah. And it was like, yeah, I just can't stop playing. And it's like, and part of what makes the game so good, I think, is that the checkpoints are fairly forgiving.
Yeah, they are.
Like, it's like, okay, you fucked up and died. All right, we'll just put you back to right before, you entered the city. Mm-hmm. And, oh, yeah, it's all the people are marked that you had marked. Yeah. And it's like, well, that's nice. Like, thanks. Yeah. Like, I don't have to go around and mark everybody again. And it's like, all right, they're there. And yeah, I was able to like sneak around, but like it's just those like emergent gameplay things that really only Metal Gear Solid's been able to do well. You know, as a stealth game, it's like, oh, you know, I got spotted, and they're not these fucking asshole. You know, guards are just not letting up on me, you know, and I'm like hiding on top of a building, like doing this stealth, like lay down flat mode, and I can hear this guy yelling in Russian around, like, and it's like, get the fuck away, like, I'm gone, you haven't seen me in a while, and he's still running around yelling, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just throw an empty magazine. Yeah. And I threw an empty magazine out into the courtyard in front of where I was hiding, and sure enough, he's like, you know, yell something out in Russian, and I just see him, like, you know, walk out there and look around and look confused. And I'm like, this game, man. Just the stuff like that. Like the AI.
I just got decoys, which is kind of nice.
Oh, I'm sure. But it's just, like, awesome because, like, you know, throw that magazine. He runs over there. And I'm like, all right, there's only one guy left. And I just popped up, tranked him. And it said, like, you know.
Outpost captured.
Outpost captured. I was like, fuck yeah.
I just got that the other night with actually a kind of a larger town area, which I felt so good about. Completely clearing out the outpost without alerting anyone. It was great.
Yeah, I heard some of the later companions you get to join you in these. Really help out with the clearing. Like, I guess the D-Dog, if you will. He, I think he can like basically he auto marks people for you basically by scent,
which is super super useful.
Which I've heard is great. And then if you bring Quiet, the sniper lady, with you.
She
just trank darts absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it's like you just set her up outside of a village and she'll trank dart anyone she can see, basically.
That sounds amazing.
So I'm looking forward to getting that.
I haven't found any Quiet stuff, but I do have D-Dog, although he is still a puppy.
Oh, puppy D-Dog.
Yeah, he's super cute when he's a puppy.
That's what I've heard.
I don't know how long it's going to take for him to grow. I think it's just a mission-based thing. Because I finished one mission and came back to base and, like, Ocelot was there and is like, check this out. He's like, stay, and like he's kind of stays for a bit, then he comes over anyway, and then he's like, get on the helicopter, and he's like, the little tiny puppy's like trying to jump up into the helicopter, and then he's like, well, maybe a little bit longer.
Oh man, I can't wait.
I know,
can't wait to get to that.
Oh, so I took a couple screenshots even. He's so cute.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I tranked him also and took a screenshot of him while he was sleeping.
You're like, oh, when you get the sleeping puppy photo.
Yep. That's exactly what I did.
All right. You know, got a cute dog. Yeah. Adam, Fultoning is basically a system in the game where you knock some out or tranquilize them.
Yeah. And
then you attach a, like, rapid deploy weather balloon to them. And it, like, pulls them up in the air about, like, 5-10 feet. And then it accelerates at like 900 miles an hour into the air, and you hear people just go, huh, huh, so like fly at like 900 miles an hour up into the sky, you know, because basically it's like it's actually a real thing that exists in the military, which is, or at least maybe not mass, but it's a thing that was developed at some point, which is like a ability to like attach balloons to you know, key, intel or equipment, and basically just airlift it up into the air where it can get, you know, picked up by a helicopter.
Well, yeah, like planes come by with like things on their nose or whatever that will scoop up the balloon part. And then
basically
carry it wherever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the idea is that you're you know kind of going around behind enemy lines and snagging people, supplies, and taking it back to your base to build your military to fight.
Machine gun emplacements, mortars.
Yeah, to fight Cypher.
Eventually resources and tanks and shit.
Yeah. And stuff that you can use on your missions, basically. And to level your ability to stealth up more and more through research and, you know, collecting friends and items. It just sounds awesome. I'm really looking forward to getting deep in.
I am a little bit I'm weirded out by kind of the way the money works. I mean, for one thing, I feel like I need so much more money than I have right now, because I've actually gotten a decent amount of people now, and my levels for stuff is going up, but I've got a bajillion things I could possibly make.
Yeah.
But nowhere near the money.
Oh.
And also, like, whenever I'm out in the field, like, there's a deployment cost whenever you land, basically.
Yeah.
And then, on top of that, when you Fulton people, it takes off extra money.
Yeah.
which I think is kind of bullshit. Like, you're already paying for the Fultons when you deploy, because they're in the cost there. But every person is like 300, and if you pick up like a mortar or a machine gun replacement, it's like 5,000 fucking like bucks that you're spending. You're basically buying those things for your base when you balloon them. It's kind of like you're getting double charged almost.
It's like I'm getting charged twice.
Yeah, it is. Like, why does it cost more to Fulton a fucking machine gun replacement than a person?
Yeah, the machine gun you don't have to like train or anything,
or even like fucking worry about it getting hurt as easily.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just basically you're buying those things out in the field with balloons.
Yeah.
For your base or to sell or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Adam?
Yeah. What's that?
Are you ready to survive?
Am I ready to survive? Oh, yes. Yes.
Aha! I segued.
I will survive.
Adam, like, I guess didn't bumble the segue, but he it bobbled off his hand, but he made the catch.
Yeah.
This is the worst case scenario handbook, and Adam has to survive. And what does he have to survive? It's on. I marked the page so Adam wouldn't know.
Yeah, I do not know what I'm trying to survive.
Adam?
I've had no time to prep.
How to escape from a sinking car.
Oh, no.
Adam, your worst fear has happened.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving along in your little mini coupes.
Okay.
The Min Coupe.
The Min Coupe.
And you're driving up to Madison, let's say, to meet me. And, like, some fucking maniac runs you off the bridge. And you fly into, like, the Illinois River. You're not dead from the impact, Adam.
Okay.
But your car, you weren't high enough up, but your car hits the water.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing you do as soon as you hit the water, Adam?
Open my windows.
Open the window. Very good. What would happen if you weren't to open your window when you hit
the water pressure would build up against the doors and shit.
100%. Because if the door and now depending on your car and how good of a seal it has, you could get all the way to the bottom of the river before it fills up with water. And once you get deep enough, it becomes really hard to open that door.
Yeah.
And of course, as you get underwater, the electrics might break, and you won't be able to use your electrical window to open the window underwater because of the pressure. So you want to get those windows open as soon as you can react, basically, because that'll allow water to get in the car faster and allow you a way out of your car easily, basically. But let's say, Adam, it was winter. You had the windows up all the way. It's cold, and you were jarred by the impact. You weren't able to get down. What would you do? What would you do?
If I couldn't get the windows down? Well, I also, you gotta make sure my seatbelt is undone.
Okay, yeah.
And I guess if the windows
sink it to the bottom.
Yeah, okay, if the windows won't go down, I need to break them out as soon as possible.
Correct. Don't even wait to get as far down as you can. Just immediately attempt to break the window.
Yeah.
Foot, shoulder, get your feet up there, kick the windows, do whatever you can. Do whatever you can to get out. Vehicles with front engines are going to sink basically straight forward, straight down.
Yep.
At a very steep angle. And if the water is deeper than 15 feet, it may end up upside down. So you really do need to get out as soon as you can, because being upside down underwater is very disorienting. Especially if it's dark out or if it's murky water and you can't see which way is up. It's bad. You may actually have time floating on top of the water too if you have a newer vehicle, because it may be airtight enough where you might even be able to get out while the car is still floating. So that's it. Just roll that window down as soon as you can, get out. Let's say you're unable to open the window or break it. And you sink all the way to the bottom, the car's resting upside down. What do you do?
upside down.
Sure, it's just the way it happened.
I would probably then. I mean, you can't break the window. You could try opening the door.
Yep.
It's
not gonna
going.
work.
Huh?
Not gonna work.
Not gonna work. Well, you want to stay at the highest point as long as you can, and you want to try to break the window. Can't break the window. Try to go for the trunk or the. Well, mine has a hatch in the back that I might be able to open up.
None of those are opening as long as there's air in the car.
Yeah.
You just wait until the car fills up with water, Adam.
Yeah, because that should equalize the pressure,
Correct.
and then I could open up the doors.
You could even just open the door. It'll most likely still work. Or the hatch. And then just take a deep breath and orient yourself towards the surface and push yourself straight up.
Yep.
All right, Adam. So that's how you get out. I feel like you'd be able to survive, Adam.
I think so.
You know what you were talking about.
Yeah. It's all about the pressure.
Let's talk about driving on ice.
Oh my
Or,
god.
or walking on ice.
Yeah.
How many inches of ice do you need to drive on a car?
Oh, to drive like across a lake or something?
How many inches of ice should
I
there
would
be?
probably want it like 6 at least.
8 inches is
8?
what you want.
That was my very first impulse, actually. But I
At
thought,
least
well,
8.
maybe half foot.
Your
would be
car is
fine.
pretty light. You probably could get away with 6.
Yeah.
You don't want to drive early or late in the season, obviously.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. And one thing that's interesting, you don't want to leave your car parked for a long period of time.
Oh,
in one
the water will,
spot.
it'll heat it.
Or yeah, exactly, because the cover from the wind and everything. Also, cars should not be parked close to each other because it just adds more stress over time. As the day warms up and cools down, the ice is going to expand and contract, and having a lot of weight in one area can really affect the integrity. So you don't want to park on ice for a long period of time. Direct freezing is always stronger than refreezing because there'll be bubbles through the cracks as it refreezes. Layer of snow, bad. Insulates the ice, Adam, which makes it much easier to break. Ice near the shore is much weaker. River ice is very weak. And mouths are dangerous. Of rivers, of course. Adam, what do you want to... If you're going to do a lot of ice walking on a lake, what do you want to bring with you? What would you think you'd want? This is pretty good advice.
What would I want? I don't know. Change of clothes, something.
Change your clothes. No, bring a bundle of rope.
Rope.
And nails.
Nails.
Yep. The bundle of rope is, of course, to throw to someone else that might fall into the ice. Or, if you could throw it out to somebody, they could pull you out. And nails are to help you pull yourself out of the ice. Big nails to kind of chunk at the ice with to pull yourself out.
I see.
Some easy stuff to bring to keep yourself safe.
Guess
I
that
know
makes
it's the middle of
sense, yeah.
summer and there's no ice anywhere on any lakes, but maybe you're listening to this in Alaska.
It's the end of summer. I mean, moving into fall.
That's true. We're moving into fall.
Yeah.
Actually, I think fall begins...
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. What else have we been talking about? Did you have anything else you wanted to bring up, Adam? You got any more topics? Got any more things to talk about?
I don't know. I've been watching some other stuff, but it's I don't really have anything.
You don't want to talk about anything else? All right.
Do you?
I got stuff. I always got stuff to talk
Yeah?
about. I got some crow to eat.
Oh, okay. Let's do that then.
Oh, God, that
that.
was terrible. I apologize ahead of time. All right. Woo! That's feeling good. Okay. Oh, shit. I just skipped pages. Sorry. Damn it. Oh my god, sorry. I'm trying to bring up a web page and it went to the wrong one. Why did this just happen? God damn it, I lost it again.
Always happens at the worst time.
I know, like I had this queued up, and I think I clicked on it, and now I have to go back and find it again. All right. Here it is. Adam, you know the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Yes, I do.
Slack division, you'd call it?
You'd call it, yeah.
I would call it. But supposedly 17 million people participated. The ALS Association claimed it raised $115 million
Damn.
in 6 weeks for the cause.
Damn.
But in early August of this year, researchers at Johns Hopkins University announced a breakthrough therapy, potentially, for ALS. And Johns Hopkins University Philip Wong told the press that the funding from the Ice Bucket Challenges certainly facilitated the results we obtained.
Wow.
The Ice Bucket Challenge and the money and attention it brought to ALS literally facilitated scientific breakthrough. Like, gave them the money to do more studies.
That's cool.
And the breakthrough is pretty complicated, but I'll go into it because I'm a scienceman. There's a protein, TDP43, which is known to form clumps in the brain cells in almost all people with ALS, as well as 45% of people suffering from dementia. The exact function and what the effects of this clumping and protein are not well known. The researchers figured out that in healthy people, that the TDP43 protein is actually useful as it protects cells by ensuring that faulty RNA segments, which is kind of the blueprint of your DNA, kind of the half of the zipper, aren't included in the blueprint for manufacturing other proteins. So that it's basically there to help encode proteins being built. But when the clumps form of this TDP43 protein, it no longer functions properly, as if the protein isn't even present at all, and the cells can't read the blueprint. Without that protection, brain cells begin to die. So the DHU team, discovered that mechanism possibly for what's causing ALS. But the team did more. They managed to salvage dying cells by plugging in different custom designed protein built to mimic the function of defective TDP43. And guess what? It worked.
Nice.
The damaged cells returned to normal. They healed themselves. Like, for the very first time, they were able to make these broken cells behave like they don't have any TDP43, but they do survive. No one's ever shown that, and that's kind of a path forward towards developing a gene therapy, to put in this custom-designed protein, this genetically modified protein, to mimic the function of defective protein, and just get something to get rid of all of that TDP43 protein that's defective in people that are sick, and use this artificial protein, basically. So that's the thought. And they were like, you know what? You know what, Adam? So there's my crow. I'm sure I'm not actually sure if I directly complained about it. I probably did, because it seems like something I would do. But you know what? It fucking worked out. So good on it. Don't say I don't eat my own crow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nice. Very, very good.
Yep. All right. What else did I have to talk about? So that I just wanted to get back on that. And I thought Adam would know more about this, but I did want to talk about something I saw about the Mikado.
Oh, okay.
Do you know anything about the Mikado?
Nothing really. Other than it sounds Japanese.
Yeah. So this news just came out today. The New York Times opinion pages says the Mikado is beheaded in New York. Now, if you haven't seen the Mikado, it's an interesting play. You'll know songs from it because it's one of Gilbert and Sullivan's most famous musicals. The Three Little Girls from School song?
Not really.
Three little girls from school, are we? Three little girls.
Oh, this sounds familiar.
Yes. Yes, we laugh in girlish glee. Three little girls from school. Yes. Anyway, that's from this. Like, a lot of famous fucking songs from Gilbert and Sullivan are in this. So the news is New York Gilbert and Sullivan Players, a small company dedicated to doing Gilbert and Sullivan operettas, canceled its winter production of The Mikado.
Okay.
The reasons was concerns about racism and stereotyping in the show.
Okay.
The show is a comic send-up of British habits, kind of like a colonial British, time set in mythical Japan.
Okay.
Where the inhabitants are nearly always played by white people in Japanese dress and makeup. The show was quite cutting-edge satire in 1885 in London, but today it's an antique. When the New York company sent its annual promotional mailer, the cringe-worthy photos of actors in yellow-face, grinning and gawping drew blog and social media attention, and the pressure got too great. With no time to reimagine the show, the company gave in and announced they'd be performing the Pirates of Penzance in December again.
Also a great show.
It's interesting how this works, I guess, because this is a play, and then of course there's been outrage all around on either side. The Mikado was written in 1885 in England by people that only knew Japan through the little experience that they had. And actually, if you want to see the Criterion Collection movie, is Topsy Turvy. It came out in 2007. It's awesome, Adam. Highly recommend that you watch this movie because you will fucking love it.
Okay.
Because it's about Gilbert and Sullivan. It stars... oh, man, this movie's really good. I just want to get the actors' names. Stars Alan Cordner. You know him? Probably not. He was... I think that's the wrong one. He plays Arthur Sullivan. Why is the main... Oh, first build only. God damn it. Fuck you, IMDb. Why don't you tell me the fucking stars? It's because one of them shows up 5 scenes in. Jim Broadbent is the fucking name I was trying to think of. Yeah. Not that he's not, like, the number one build person, but for some reason doesn't show up. Timothy Spall's in it as well, but it's basically kind of the story of, and it's a fictionalized version of the story of the Gilbert and Sullivan basically writing the Mikado, and the truth is that they were as a duo, just the best.
Yeah.
They, were skewering British culturisms and all sorts of dumb things with their, witty productions, and they were beloved, and they just put out, the Sorcerer, they just put out, I forget the one that was before that, Princess Ida, which was just not well received. Kind of just went away. And the summer weather kind of ruined. It was super hot that summer, kind of ruined the play. And Sullivan was sick, and they were just basically tired, so they reran a play basically, and they were like, "This is the first time they've ever not put out a new play for the season," all this stuff. And then Gilbert has this crazy idea for some weird like magic play and all this stuff, and it's kind of interesting. So they Sullivan doesn't want to write it because this is just like our previous plays. It's not something new and exciting I can write music for. And so what happens is there was in Knightsbridge, London, there was a Japanese arts and crafts exhibition which included like people flown in from Japan and traditional dress and tea services and all that.
Yeah.
And this isn't 100% true how it happened, but it is true that this exhibition was there. But it was more of, I think Gilbert's wife went to this and said how great it was. But in the movie, Gilbert and his wife visit this, and he is inspired, basically, to write a libretto set in the exotic land of Japan. And Sullivan thinks this is a brilliant, brand new idea and agrees. And they work together, and the movie is basically them putting this play together. They bring in Japanese women, from the thing to show the actors how to act, more Japanese, and it's just crazy, and it became, I think, one of their most successful plays that they did. So, and it's great. And it's really interesting to just see that kind of Victorian society and see the plays. And it's like, it's really behind the scenes of like making a play. And as someone who's been in plays and musicals and stuff, you really get that. It just feels cool, It's like kind of a behind the scenes that is really great.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can get this. When people can get... but I feel like the internet outrage machine goes a little too harsh.
Well, to me, this is one of those situations where it's like, Huck Finn has some pretty offensive language in it. Do you not have kids read that, or do you ban that from school libraries? Or I don't think so. I mean, it's very reflective of the time period. That doesn't necessarily mean it shouldn't ever be performed again, or shouldn't be seen, or I think it's good to look at those things in context, but. Don't necessarily stop showing them or whatever. Of course, I'm against pretty much any kind of. I hate to say censorship because that's like government type stuff, but any kind of self censorship or any kind of
it's the worst type of censorship.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that because it's self censorship.
Yeah.
And it's actually interesting that, and I don't know if you watched the newest episode of South Park from this week.
I have not yet.
But it's about the politically correct frat bros.
Oh, yeah?
The political correctness police, basically.
I see.
And, and it's kind of, it's a thing that's been going on in the U.S. that is not good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, plays like... And on face value, you look at this show, and it's white actors dressing up in Asian garb.
Right.
And the show can be done without the yellow face. And this production clearly decided to be more historical in that aspect, because that's the way it was done in 1885 England. And there is something to that. You know what I mean? And, of course, people will say that about the Confederate flag. Of course.
Yeah.
That's history. That's not that. But the difference here is that you're not waving a Confederate flag over a courthouse. You're not. The Mikado is a play that you're going to go see. You don't have to go see this. Yeah. You're not forced to deal with this. It's not pushed in your face. You know what I mean?
And I think art in general should not have as many...
That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
And what bothers me is reading... an American Theater magazine article where somebody is just talking about how terrible this is, and it's like it's the history of theater. I mean, it's just the way it's done. And the sad part is that there aren't enough minority actors. There are on stage. There need to be more. There need to be more minority playwrights. There need to be more Asian American, Muslim American playwrights and whatnot. There do need to be more, but this isn't the instance where someone is being personally, hurt by this. This is the history of Gilbert and Sullivan. Seattle's Gilbert and Sullivan Society last year was under fire for running with Mikado, but they did it. And guess what, Adam?
What?
The world didn't burn down, and everyone forgot about it until this came up. Because and to be fair, the play is not that racist, because the whole point of the Mikado, Adam Ham, is that it takes place in Japan, but absolutely everything is your typical, Victorian England, like comedy of manners type play. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like it's just a storyline of English stuff, that is just taken, and it's kind of what makes it so interesting as a show, is that it was kind of like their take on this is what was exotic, back in the late 1800s, and I do understand Yeah, and you know, I'm not Asian, so you know what? I don't know if that would be offensive. You know, so it's up to someone who actually could be offended by it. It's just interesting. You know what I mean? Like it's it's just interesting because it's a real tough issue. But I really do dislike any sort of like censorship of any sort of art. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because what kind of a society? I mean, we're basically, you know, like not to go to the hyperbolic extreme of like 1984.
Yeah.
You know, like censoring things, but we're doing it to ourselves then, to a point. You know what I mean? Like, and it's their choice as a theater company to not do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fine. They didn't want to deal with the issue with it was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just don't know how that works. You know what I mean? Like it's just tough, you know, because
that's one of those things where you can't really blame them for not wanting to go through the bullshit, and you can't really blame people for being somewhat offended either. But
if you're going to be offended by it,
yeah,
educate yourself about the way that the show is.
I think you should
drink in the history, because the yellow face that is in this isn't meant to be offensive, because when it was done, the play doesn't have to be done in yellowface. I mean, and if you watch Topsy Turvy, the movie, the version they do isn't very yellowface. You know, they're just wearing wigs. You know, with like a half Asian makeup kind of done. You know what I mean? There are some characters that are more stereotypical than others, but the whole idea is when people put it on is just to show how interesting, and it's just a piece of history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is Japan that was closed to the world in the 1800s. This was an exotic, far-off land, and then when they put it on, they wanted to wow, you know, their theater-going London public with these just, you know, crazy costumes and sets and hair and you know, all sorts of stuff. But what's interesting about it is that if you were to put on an all Asian version of the Mikado, you know, with Asian actors, it wouldn't work. What's the point of that? Because the whole point of the history is that it was historically yellow-faced. You know what I mean? And I mean, not to say that you shouldn't do that. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. You know, but you know, that's kind of what the whole point is, I guess. You know what I mean? But in I guess a world where someone is legitimately, you know, hurt by it, then you know, why do it? Right. You know what I mean? We have the movie, we have versions of it, but it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm always of two minds about that kind of thing, because I think it should be preserved, but I also think that, you know, people have a right to not want to see it or not want to perform it or whatever. So.
I just think that the problem is this is the greatest. So I'm reading a New York Times article about this, which I was just talking about. But and the person who wrote an opinion about this, he asked his daughter, who is a theater goer and lover, and that, and her response was, and I think it's pretty great, is the Mikado is pretty much racist. As fun as it is, it really should only be done by directors who can work around that problem. And that's really what it is that you want to like put it on without stepping on too many toes, and it's hard with a show like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because of the way it is. But also, I think that at least in this particular instance, that the social media just turned into a fucking like wildfire over one image from a promotional, you know, poster, and you know, somebody said, "Oh, this is like, how's this happening nowadays?" You know what I mean? And without the context, you know what I mean? And you don't get that context in 150 character tweet, you know what I mean? Or 172, is it?
140.
140. My God. I don't even know. But you know what I mean? You can't get that context. You just look at an image and you react. You know what I mean? Without knowing that, you know, why it is the way it is. You know what I mean? Like you said, with Huck Finn, you know, that book has the N-word in it. A fucking lot. Yeah. But, you know, as Louis C.K. said is that Huck Finn guy, he's got a foul mouth. And whenever he comes around, he's dropping the N-bomb.
Yeah.
I wish, Tom Sawyer wouldn't hang out with that kid, you know what I mean? Just like a real parent would be. But it's just it's just the way history is. I mean, we can't turn our backs to it, but, so maybe they went too far, in this production with the yellow face, because there is a line you can walk with that, and kind of do an homage to the style of outfit that was back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a production, but not go on the whole way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't know the particular way that they were doing it, but from what it seems like, this was like a show in its planning stages that got axed. You know what I mean? Over an image, over outcry that just happened in one day, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy to me. Are we so sensitive that we can't push past it to have a It's like the problem I have, Adam, and this is kind of what the South Park episode got into with this, is that it's impossible to have a dialogue anymore. Because if you're not on one side, you're on the other. You know what I mean? And if you're for the Mikado being made, then you're a racist, clearly. And that literally, the theater American Theater Magazine literally said that. That if you're okay with this, you're a racist. And it's like, wow.
That's a bit much.
Is that where we are?
Yeah.
Like that we can't even question the thought? And a lot of the South Park episode was with Caitlyn Jenner. I don't think she's a hero.
Yeah.
And saying that makes you a bigot, and it's like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, necessarily. You know what I mean? It's something a bigot would say.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean that you are for saying that, because there's more to your thoughts than just that one sentence. But that's what, everyone pounces on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's just, we're a society of 140 characters.
Yeah.
And not of a long, measured, talked out discussion. People like to react, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's fun. I'm guilty of it. We all are. But it just sucks, when art suffers because of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who knows? Maybe that production would have been great, but we'll never know because they didn't get to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my rant. Is it really bothers me that we can't have a discussion about things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It becomes increasingly more and more hostile.
Yeah.
On both sides. I mean, hell, because people overreact all the time to everything. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Dude, you don't need to overreact. You need to be measured here. I don't know. That's it, really. I mean, and I first saw this because somebody posted this link to this article on Facebook, and they were like, good. And I was like, do you even know what this play is? Do you know the history behind this? Watch the movie Topsy Turvy. Jim Broadbent is awesome, and the movie's amazing.
He's pretty much always awesome.
So you should watch it because of that. But it also tells you an interesting history of the way that the show came to be. And maybe that movie is what we need to preserve the Mikado a bit. You know what I mean?
Topsy Turvy, yeah.
It does a good job of it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting because it is tough and I don't know how to even. It's hard to even discuss this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is what's so tough about it because, that's it really.
Yeah.
South Park did a pretty good job with it though.
They usually do.
Getting around it, and the ending was pretty much I give up. I won't say anything, which is kind of funny. But Cartman saves the day because Tom Brady is his hero, because he always gets away with breaking the rules. So that was pretty good.
That was pretty funny.
Anyway, so yeah, watch the episode of South Park. It's great. Season started. The Mikado's a racist play, but performing it doesn't necessarily a racist thing. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what bothered me about the Cloud Atlas when people yelled about the that wasn't that big because nobody watched it anyway. But
yeah,
people were bothered by the yellow face in that movie because there is in the future kind of the world is Korean focused at that point, and all the actors are done up in Korean makeup and eyes and all sorts of things. But
Cloud Atlas racist for true.
That's right. But the whole point of that movie was the fact that all the characters played all of the characters.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
know.
I mean? It was it was like they could have been anyone and they would have been done up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's just they could have chosen any ethnicity.
Yeah, if you look at some of the makeup that like some of those guys went into for just various shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
If you look at it at face value, you look at the picture of God, I can't think of the name of the actor that is who's the guy who's Mr. Smith? I can't think of his goddamn name.
Brad Pitt?
No, God, what the Mr. and Mrs. Smith is what you got that? No, from The Matrix.
Oh, God, now I can't remember.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
I was thinking of Hugh, and I was like, it's not Hugh. It's
My next one was going to be Jimmy Stewart, because I was thinking Mr. Smith.
Fucking goddamn it, Adam. Your references are outdated. No, Hugo Weaving, in his Korean, face makeup and stuff. And,
if you said Agent Smith, maybe.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't think. I don't know. Anyway, Agent Smith, you're right. That's my bad. But in his, if you just saw a photo of that without the context, you'd be like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that this is one of, the history of all of these characters throughout the centuries.
Well, to be fair, when I saw it, I still thought that's ridiculous. But
okay, you're right. But
but it was a good movie. I mean,
but it was interesting.
Yes,
and the whole
was.
point was to be interesting. And of course that did a really good job of not really being bad, because of course there's like no ties to any sort of Asia of, you know what I mean? It's like the world is like, Korea at that point, I guess. Because they're in like Neo Seoul, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Because of course they are.
Of course. And that storyline is fucking awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
Oh, that's the best part of the movie. All that stuff. I really like that movie, man. I saw it twice.
I saw it once, but I thought it was pretty good.
I just liked it. Like a lot of people, I don't know, were into the Cloud Atlas, but I'm gonna drag Ant-Man through the mud again.
Oh no.
But like movies like that are okay. They've got good parts and are enjoyable. But what the Cloud Atlas did was something really different that I'd never seen before. And that was really interesting.
That's true.
I mean, maybe that's why I like sci-fi so much as a genre, is I love things that are new and like breathtaking and different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what that movie was. Like, it may not have worked 100%, but goddamn was it interesting to watch. You know what I mean? Because it kind of takes you on a crazy journey. Yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts. Fucking A. We've been recording for a while.
We certainly have, sir.
It actually isn't even that long of an episode, but long enough.
I'd say it's long enough.
It's actually about the average length of episodes that we have. All right, well, did you have anything else before you wanted to be done?
Nah, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh, man, I found a good article to talk about next week.
Cool.
It's from Jezebel. Shake It, Don't Break It. Stories of Your Craziest Sex Injuries.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
we got quite a few here. That sounds fun.
We got to tantalize the listening audience.
So I'm throwing in the teaser image. Mm-hmm. This is the ground zeros of episode 87.
Okay.
Sex injuries. I've never been injured.
No, me neither.
Never. I guess I've just got good warm-ups, good trainers.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about getting injured. Mm-hmm. It's my team. It's a training team we got, keeping us all healthy up here on the team. All right.
Ice pack afterwards.
Yep. Or a bag of frozen vegetables.
Yeah, absolutely. Peas.
All Lays and Bee Chronicles.
Yeah.
All right.
Something no one remembers.
Adam, you gonna play Destiny: The Taken King?
I might.
Fuck no!
I might.
said. I don't think so.
I kind of want to play through whatever story they've added to it.
I would like to, kind of, but also I don't want to pay to buy the game a second time, because that's really the only way to do it.
I probably will. I probably just will later, because I've got plenty on my plate right now.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get around to it at some point.
Yeah.
I probably.
Well, everyone said that they've kind of fixed a lot of the issues with it.
Yeah, I heard it's a lot better. So I do want to try it out. But right now with MGS5 and then Fallout coming up soon, Jesus, that's
Yeah. Oh fuck! I forgot about Fallout.
That's
4.
November. Or wait, is it even?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's November. It's
Fallout
November
4
11th.
watch.
Yeah, that's not long. Maybe November 9th or...
Okay, I literally typed in Fallout 4 watch, and that was a bad idea. Because it's just a bunch of Fallout 4 themed watches.
Right.
When is that coming out?
I think it's
go to the
November 9th
website.
or 11th, but I can't remember.
Oh
which.
god, it's a big giant flash portal.
I think it's November 11th.
I need to enter my date of birth! Just want to know when your fucking game comes out.
Look at the Wikipedia article, it'll probably tell you.
Yeah, probably. Sorry.
It won't require an age.
A fucking age gate for Bethesda's website? What's going to be on there?
We got some mature
Promotional images? November 10th, Adam.
shit. November 10th.
We got some
Bastards.
time. I got the whole month of October to get through Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it might take me that, though.
And I need
Witcher.
to finish The Witcher 3.
God, I haven't barely played any of
I'm
The
like
Witcher.
23 hours in.
I don't even know if I'm that far.
I'm
Jeez.
farther than you, I know I am, but
Yeah.
I'm like level, I don't even know. Around 10, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I love that game. I just never, I don't know.
I know.
Like,
It's hard to... I feel like it's an investment whenever I want to
I
start
know.
playing it.
I just need to get back into it, you know, and just
Yeah.
get going for a
You
few
do, yeah.
days.
Yeah,
Get in
yeah.
the groove.
I mean, it's just one of those things where every time I sit down, I'm like, I could watch something mindlessly, or
For
I could
you know, for a half hour.
yeah,
Or spend
I could,
4 hours in The Witcher.
Right. I know it's an investment, and I don't always want that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, that's going to do it this week for this episode of Born in the 80s. Adam, the website is...
BornInThe80s.net.
Yep, and you can find us there. All sorts of cool things. We'll
Mm-hmm.
catch you next week.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye.
You gotta get ready. Still. I hear some water. Adam's getting himself a glass. Getting himself a glass of gross ass swamp water that he drinks.
It's great water.
Adam's basically Shrek. He lives in his little hovel.
Talked a bunch about that last episode, didn't we, Shrek?
He lives in his hovel.
It's not a hovel anymore.
He lives with his plucky companion, Ryan, your brother.
Yes.
He's a donkey.
Oh, is he ever?
He's a real ass.
No, he's always there with the quick witty comeback, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comeback kid, if you will.
Well, I'm not sure I'll go that far.
Well,
I'm not sure that I will, sir.
why not?
I'm not sure that I will. It's kind of a stretch.
Alright, I'm gonna check the levels quick.
Level up.
Living the life. Levels.
Living La Vida Loca. Yeah. Bailamos. Let the rhythm take you over. Bailamos. Te quiero. Amor mío.
Alright, what's up?
What?
Huh?
Huh? What?
Let me just, I gotta adjust my mic a little bit here.
Sure.
I'm a tiny bit hot.
Yeah. I'm perfect as always.
Yours is good. Your mic is much better than mine.
Is it?
Alright, silence.
They had him on.
I'm gonna say a few things a little bit at a loud voice because I kinda am a loud guy. Okay, that sounds good.
Great.
I'm just gonna tone me down just a tiny bit more, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problemo.
Switch over to Windows 10 actually allows my... I can actually adjust the levels here.
Y'all.
Okay. Alright. What notes did you bring?
I added a couple.
I see Safe Zone and American Horror Story.
Yep.
Oh.
And I have MGS5 as well from previously.
I added one.
Oh.
Just now.
Is that spelled right?
I believe so.
Are you talking about the Mikado?
Yeah.
Only 1K.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. I know a little Japanese.
Well, the Mikado is anything but Japanese.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. But I've seen the word before.
Alright.
Mikado sounds very Japanese.
It is. You've never heard anything about that one?
Very little. Oh, nice. It's been a while.
I'm writing the page down. I can't give you a little hint on what it's going to be. No, I want to talk about Mikado. It's going to be my rant, probably. Okay.
Okie dokie.
I have not finished Metal Gear Solid 4. Nor
Yeah.
do I know how it ends.
Yeah.
But I had to purchase Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, you
Because
did.
of how good the reviews have been.
Yeah. I had it pre-ordered.
No, don't pre-order games.
Why?
Because if they're bad, then you have to have that game.
I knew I wanted MGS5. It wouldn't even matter if it was bad. Like, I knew I wanted to
Yeah.
see more of that.
We gotta start. Let's start.
Yep.
Bye. Bye. I'm sorry.
Impressive.
I had a sandwich.
Yeah.
Pastrami. It's giving me burps.
I'll do that.
Yeah, alright. Alright, well, have a good weekend.
You too.
Yeah?